So if you're new to the brand and new to the page, or you may not have come across us before, you may be wondering where we all got started. So I thought I'd just do this video just to give a bit of an introduction to the brand and how it all came about from where we started, to how it started to how it's going. So back in 2020, in February 2020, I was maxing an adductor machine in a local, the gym was called Total Fitness, and for you guys outside of the UK, Total Fitness is like a big commercial chain gym. It's not particularly hardcore. The machines are okay, but once you've been training for a certain amount of time, like I have, the machines do get quite light. So I was using an adductor, and I was maxing the adductor. I remember I did it for the full stack for 43 reps. And I was in my logbook, and it was the only, I always really liked the adductor. I always understood that it was very important for leg development. I always wanted to keep it in my program. But I remember working up in the logbook on this adductor, going from 36 to 38 to 43 reps, and I remember thinking, this is just ridiculous. There has to be something that we can do here. So I said to Chris, Chris, I need you to make me something that looks a little bit like this, and we sketched something out on the back of a piece of paper, and Chris welded me the first prototype pin, and we didn't call it a gym pin at the time. We called it a weight. It was called. We set up an Instagram page, and it was called weight_stack_extender_pin. So a real catchy title, I'm sure you'll agree. And I started using it in the gym. The first prototype we made, or the first iteration of the product we made, it bent immediately. The second and third iterations bent immediately as well, and I said to Chris, we need to change this design. And the first prototypes had a collar around them. If you've seen the gym pins now, you'll know that they've not got a collar. It's just a single shaft of metal. They used to have a collar around them, and what we quite quickly realised was that would foul any machines with guards on them. So we opted against that. A few iterations later, we had something that I thought was quite good, and I kept it in my gym bag, and I used it on adductors, I used it on chest flies, I used it on a few other machines like that. And then my friends in the gym started asking me if they could have one for themselves. So Chris made half a dozen, and we made them for my friends in the gym. And that's when we thought, I wonder what would happen if we put it on eBay. So we put it on eBay, and I think in the first month we sold 6 or 7. And like I said, we started the Instagram, which was weight_stack_extender_pin. And we looked at that and thought, we can do better here. We've already sold some on eBay. It's quite clear that some people around the world want them. But the question we asked ourselves was, if I'm maxing machines and I'm only 190, 200 pounds or something like that, I'm not a particularly big guy, how many other big guys around the world could use something like this? And that was the question we set out to find an answer for. So the Instagram name was changed from weight_stack_extender_pin to Gympin, and that's where the name Gympin came about. And we settled on Gympin quite simply because it was a pin that you use in the gym. It was as simple as that, really. So we settled on that, and then we set about posting on social media. We had people who would buy our product. They would be very proud to show off how strong they were with our product, and that was how it started. We started reposting our customers, and the brand grew from there. So that was, we first sold products on eBay in March 2020, at the start of March 2020. That was obviously lockdown, and then since then, when we last counted, we've sold to 60 countries around the world. So we knew that we had to sell. We knew that we had to sell to guys around the world if we were gonna make a real splash. So that's what we wanted to do from day one. So that's a bit of a background about the Gympin. If anybody has any other ideas for topics, please do comment below, and I'll make sure I do a video talking about whatever you guys want to see.